You want to see this. So this class is all about helping you to attract more clients, create more income, and simplify your week with the Baba roadmap and rituals. And thank you for coming. So quickly introduce myself, and Anna will introduce herself as well for those of you who don't know us. So my name is Liz Stanford, and I am a mindset coach, NLP coach. I'm also a hypnotherapist. I have been running a business for over 10 years. I think maybe me and Anna are both terrible with timelines, but
we need to work it out.
Yeah, we need to work it out. I think it's around 13 years that I've been running a birth business. Basically, it's the only type of business that I've run. I've done other little offshoots of things, but all kind of related. I'm the owner of the Calm Birth School, which is a brand of hypnobirthing, and I train people to teach hypnobirthing. I'm a Hay House author. My book is called The Calm Birth Method, and it's co-authored with Susie Ashworth. And I'm a mum of 3 as well. So that's a little bit about me.
Oh, I don't know why. There we go. Unless this is me. So I'm Anna Lagrange. I'm the other half of the Birth and Baby Business Academy. And my background is I'm a paediatric nurse. I'm also a lactation consultant, mindfulness teacher, and positive psychologist. I founded the Mindful Breastfeeding School probably about 8 years ago now. We've just hit over our 400 student mark, which is very exciting. I live between the UK and Cape Town. Today I'm in England, I'm in Kent so now. And I'm also a mum of 3. We've got quite similar age kids, so our kids are a bit bigger now. And yeah, just welcome to all of you. It's really nice to see some familiar faces and some new ones as well. So tonight, we're going to be talking to you a little bit about, it's a bit different to some of our other masterclass that we've done. This one we want to show you about some of the essential rituals that we've put together. We've been talking a lot over the last few months and saying, what is it that a lot of business owners, birth and baby business owners, miss out? So often we're so busy doing all the doing and, you know, growing our audience and learning how to do sales, learning how to do social media and all this kind of stuff. But there's something that Liz and I know was so key and crucial to the growth of our businesses, and that is they are these rituals, they are these mindset, this kind of mind-body connection stuff. And interestingly, until last week, I don't think Liz and I even realized how much we were using them in the early phases of our businesses. And that really, we got out all of our old journals the other day and really had a look, and we were doing this stuff a lot. And we really recognize more than ever now how crucial they were to business growth. And of course, we still use them now. They've become very much everyday habits. We just really want to share them with you because they make such a big difference to how you feel about your business and about the actions that you take. We had a retreat on Saturday, which some of you were able to come to, and we introduced some of these. So we are going to go over them a little bit tonight, but actually what tonight's really about is thinking about how can we use these rituals to move our business on, depending on which stage our business is at. So we're going to be recapping the rituals. We're going to introduce the Baba stages, which is something new for all of you, I know. And then we're going to talk about how you can sort of marry the two together and make them work for you, for growing your business, and also for sort of simplifying it, because we know that there's a lot of overwhelm when it comes to running our own businesses. We tend to be wearing all the hats, trying to do all the things, and it can feel really overwhelming. And we also don't always know, for me in my business and where I'm at and for what I want to achieve, what is the best next step. I think sometimes we can get really pulled into different things, based on what other people are doing or what other people are telling us to do. We want to really try and simplify it and encourage you to focus on just a few small things and just do it step by step at a time. And these rituals are part of that. So, quick introduction to the rituals. As I said, there's 5 of them. And I'm not going to spend masses of time on this because we have actually got a PDF as well that we can, anyone who hasn't already got it, the 5 Rituals PDF, we can send that to you as well. But I will run over them briefly for you. So the first one is manifestation and mindset. So this is about how you use the power of visualization to help achieve your goals in your business. We know that this is a very science-backed ritual or activity, if you like. We know that sports people use it, all kinds of successful people use visualization of their goals. We're big believers in it. And not just visualizing what you want in your business, but really feeling into it as well. And really feeling those emotions that getting to that stage in business is going to bring you, feeling the emotions of the clients that you're supporting, and really just imagining yourself there. That can make such a big difference. And I can promise you, the more you do it, the more likely you are to reach your goals. It sounds silly, or it sounds like, oh, that's too easy to be true, but it really, really is true. So that's the first bit. I know lots of you believe in the sort of, or understand and teach the mind-body connection. And that's what's really key here, is understanding that what we focus on expands. What we focus on, we see more of. And therefore, if we focus on the things that we want, the places we want to go in our business, then we're more likely to get there than if we sort of focus on the negative stuff, which we are going to talk about tonight, because we do tend to have these negative, pesky little thought patterns that go around in our heads. And sometimes, because of the way our brains are built and because we have this negativity bias, we tend to focus on those a lot more, even though we don't always mean to. So this is very much about focusing on what we do want, not what we don't want. And then the next 4 bits all fit into that concept, really. So affirmations are those positive statements that can help us rewire our brains into what it is we want to believe. So into our beliefs, into the actions we want to take. Does everyone here know or use affirmations? Everyone know what those are? They're not new to anybody. Okay, that's good. Please do use the chat. I should have said that at the beginning as well, if you need to. Journaling is just one of our absolute favorite tools. Journaling can be the really key piece to figuring out, well, actually, how do I feel about this? What are all these jumbled up thoughts that are going on in my head? You know, let's kind of unravel the jumble and get it down on paper, and then we can really see what we're dealing with. What am I really thinking about? What is holding me back here? What's getting in the way? What's making me procrastinate and not do these jobs that I know are really important to move my business on to the next stage? Journaling is a tool that can really help us to uncover that and figure out what's going on in our minds. And it can also be a great tool for things like, on Saturday, one of the things we did was gratitude journaling. So noticing the things that are good in our life, and, you know, being and feeling grateful for them. And another one, which we didn't mention on Saturday, but really I was thinking about it just now with the sort of manifestation and mindset pieces, things like future self journaling. Excuse me. I'm going to get you to take over for a second. Sorry, I'm just going to have a bit of a cough.
No problem. Isn't it handy that there's 2 of us for moments like this? So yes, journaling, like future self journaling, almost like writing a letter to your future self, and acting as if whatever it is that you desire or you want to bring into the world, into your business, into your life, has already happened. That's a really powerful way of helping you sort of step into that persona of being the highest version of yourself, which is something that we discussed on the retreat on Saturday as well. So yeah, there's many forms of journaling. The gratitude journaling is something that Anna and I did on repeat. We realized last week when we were looking through all of our journals, we spent so much time just thinking and writing about how grateful we were for what we had at that moment, that it really helped us to kind of open up and see what we had, and also bring more things towards us. It just puts you in a different vibe, in a different state of mind. And we did some of that at the retreat as well. So yes, journaling can be an incredibly powerful tool. So then we have somatic movement. Again, we did some of this at the retreat. Anna took us through some really great exercises where we were kind of swaying and tapping our bodies, and we're essentially trying to move the energy through our bodies, which you can do in lots of different ways, and kind of bring that energy out of your bodies to kind of re-energize yourself, but also to push any stuck energy through your body. So somatic movement can really help with that. You know, if you feel like you're working on your business, or maybe you need to do something and you're feeling like, I just can't find the words, or I can't find the momentum, or I'm just feeling really scared and worried about doing it. It might be writing a post or going live or putting out a new offer. Then sometimes what can help is to just like break the state that you're in, sat at your computer, or your finger hovering over the go live button, and just shake it out of your body in any way you can. So we did a few specific things. We did the wood chopper, which again, if you download our PDF, we go through that with you. But we also do things like EFT, which is tapping, which we do in our membership as well, and we did that at the retreat. So yes, and then we have embracing ebbs and flows, which is really all about thinking about our cycles, in terms of the moon, the seasons, but our own cycles as well, which Anna can explain that one a little bit better than me.
No, I mean, that's it really. Just the idea behind the cycles is that is just understanding that not everything's linear, not everything is always, we're not always going to be on it the same way every day. And I think there's a lot around capitalist culture, but also just the 9-to-5 culture, and even actually education. I think most education, to be honest with you, around the world is very much about like, you know, everything's expected to grow and get better every day. But, you know, life isn't like that. Business isn't like that. One day we'll wake up and be like, wow, I'm on fire. I'm really like, you know, getting everything done. I'm really into it. And this is it now. This is how I am in my business. I'm amazing at this. And then, you know, 2 days later, you know, the most you can manage is maybe to get out of bed, maybe like get the kids to nursery or get them dressed or whatever it is, you know. But that's normal. That is how we all are as humans. And there's not much in society that allows for that. But I think, you know, to set up sustainable businesses, especially for us as women, it's really important that we embrace our natural cycles and embrace that we are part of nature, and that we have cycles, and that we have days that are not so good and days that are better, and that days that are better for content creation, and days that are better for going out and making sales, and days that are better for public speaking, and really getting to know ourselves on a cyclical level and being okay with that. It's a really accepting way of running your business. I'm a big fan of it, so we do cover that a bit in the membership as well. But sort of tracking your cycle, tracking your feelings throughout the month, but also we use the moon quite a lot for just giving us permission to have a cyclical kind of framework really for our business. So we're big fans of that.
And yeah, I feel like the embracing ebbs and flows, I think that although that's something I've kind of done naturally for a few years, I think because Anna is so into the moon, that she's definitely brought me more into considering the ebbs and flows and being just like more intentionally cyclical, and all like more forgiving with myself as well. When, you know, I used to really get frustrated with myself, like, why am I moving at a snail's pace this week when last week I was like so on fire and up for it? And now I'm just like, oh, okay, well, there's always tomorrow. You know, I'll do what I can today. I'll do the most important things, and maybe tomorrow that fire will be back. So it's definitely it feels more accepting of yourself, and it feels like a better way to treat yourself when it comes to business.
Yeah, definitely a more compassionate way to run business, 100%.
So we are fans of all the woo, and we are fans of rituals, like we've just explained to you, and they are part of our life, they're part of our business. But of course, we don't just kind of rely on manifestation and visualization and affirmations and all of those things, because you have to actually take the action as well in order to make things happen. So those rituals are brilliant, and they really are one of the keys to moving your business forward. But something we also focus on at Baba, and some of our members who are here will attest to this, is planning. So planning is definitely key to your success, to growing your business, and really designing it in the way that you want it to be. So, you know, we are obsessed with planning. We have our own birth and baby business planner, which we're very proud of, and we've sold, you know, I couldn't even tell you how many copies, but we've sold a lot of copies this year. And the reason why planning is so important to us is because we know that without it, we are literally just stabbing around in the dark, you know, and you can't measure anything. You can't know if you're getting closer to achieving what you want to achieve. You are just literally unable to track anything, and therefore unable to really see what your progress is, what you need to do better, and, you know, how you can adjust accordingly. So planning is really important, no matter what size your business. And these are just some of the elements or the steps that we use at Baba. So goals, we know that goals are, research shows us that setting goals actually helps us move closer to achieving the success that we want. So when it comes to goals, we need to make sure that those goals are smart. So rather than saying, like, your goal is, oh, I want to have full classes for my birth and baby business, that's not really telling you what that goal is about, you know. So you need to make sure that the goal is specific to your overall vision and mission. You want to make sure that it is measurable. So there needs to be a metric or a figure in there, so that, you know, once you've achieved it, you know that you've achieved it. It has to be achievable or attainable. So, you know, if you're just starting out in business and you're like, oh, I want to have 40 clients by the end of my first quarter in business, you know, well, that's up to you to decide if that is achievable. For some people starting out in business, that might feel, oh my gosh, how am I going to achieve that? But for somebody who is maybe much further down the line and has been in business for a number of years, that goal might be very achievable for them. So it has to be attainable and achievable to you. It must be realistic as well. So it must be within the realms of achieving, and it must be relatable to your business as well, and also time orientated. If we don't put a time stamp on it, then, you know, what are we working towards? So it might be that you want to achieve this goal at a certain within a month or 2 months or the end of the quarter or whatever it is, but making those goals specific and smart definitely help you to achieve them. And then we have milestones. So milestones are the key, you could think of them as the key moments along the way to achieving the goal. They're sort of like those moments where you know you're getting closer and closer. So you work out, once you've set your goals, you work out what those milestones are going to be, and then you write in the action steps. So the action steps are going to be the steps that you take to achieve the milestones to get you closer to the goals. So we go through this in our planner. We do annual planning. We've just finished quarterly planning with our membership this month, or we are finishing that this month. So having that planning system or planning steps in your toolbox for business is really important. Pairing it with the rituals is amazing. It really, really helps.
So moving on to another diagram here. I hope I'm not overdoing it with the diagram tonight, but these are our five.
They're so pretty.
These are the 5 stages. So we're gonna go over these individually. But, you know, we have people in the membership at every stage in here. There's no better or worse stage. We've been through them all. And, you know, we want you to be proud of whatever stage you are in. The idea of sort of labeling yourself in a stage is to really be able to target in on what what are the best milestones for me to set around this goal? What are the best action steps for me to be taking for where I am at in my business? And tonight we're just going to be talking about rituals, but in the membership, we bring our monthly themes and the sort of the stuff that we help you with and teach you into these stages. This is a new thing actually that we're incorporating just to help keep our members on track a little bit more. So we're quite excited about it. So starts at brave beginners, goes to amazing action takers, bold movers, bright idea innovators, and then aspirational evolvers.
Is this me?
This is you.
This is me. Okay, so brave beginners. We did decide earlier who was doing what. Just had a bit of brain fog. So right. Brave beginners. So these are the people that are brand new to the birth and baby world. So it might be that they've just completed their training and they're let loose and they're in the process of setting up their business and really excited to get out there and share what they've learned and make an impact on their local community or online and however they want to work. But they're feeling a bit overwhelmed, daunted, confused, and they're really unsure what steps to take. They might be looking around and seeing all these different businesses and going, oh no, I need to do that, and I need to do this, and I need to do that. And then, oh, before you know it, they are getting really confused, and maybe they just get completely stuck and they just stop because they don't know what to do next. I've definitely seen that happen before. So these brave beginners, they really need to know where to start and in what order.
Yeah. And then the next stages are amazing action takers. So this is where, you know, they've had their first kind of paying clients, maybe with you, and they're just they want to start building up their, about if you're doing in-person services, building up your reputation locally, starting networking, you know, looking to grow. It's time to get more visible. But again, perhaps sometimes feeling a little bit stuck, perhaps with confidence, perhaps knowing you need to get a bit more visible, but feeling the fear of that, however that might manifest. Struggling with the imposter syndrome and thinking, oh, you know, do I really want to put myself out there when there's other people doing similar businesses to me? How you know, what are they going to think, etc. Perhaps finding that the business side of this is a little bit more, takes up more time, is more involved than you expected it to be when you came into the birth world. I think even Liz and I will both say, because we both teach in similar fields, I think it doesn't matter how much we say, and this is true for me as well when I came to this world, it doesn't matter how much you prepare people for, you know, this is how it's going to be to set up a new business. I think it's always a shock at the amount of time, because we just want to teach families, don't we? And we want to just, you know, we want to be with families, we want to be supporting them with lactation or whatever it is we're doing, teaching our classes, but there is all this other side to it as well. I think at this stage people are perhaps starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed with what all there is to do. So we are definitely here to help with that. And yeah, and then also maybe feeling you're behind. So maybe you had all these sort of plans like, oh, I'm going to get this done by 6 months into my business, whatever, and just feeling like, oh, I'm a bit behind and all that, I haven't quite got there. So that's the next stage. Go on, Liz.
And then we've got our bold movers. So these are people who've probably been established now for a couple of years. They've maybe built up a reputation in their local area. People know who they are. They've got a good network. So they've got some consistent income coming in. They're earning money from their business. But they might maybe struggle to recognize how well they've done and recognize their own success. Their client numbers are growing. They're probably getting a lot of repeat clients. So, you know, maybe working with the same families when they're maybe having another baby or toddler or etc., depending on what type of birth or baby business that you've got. And for some people, this might be a make or break time. They might actually feel, when they're at this stage of the bold movers, they might feel that everything that's worked in the past has maybe suddenly stopped working, and they're just not sure why or what's happening. Or it might be that they're kind of looking like, what's next? is this it? Do I sort of carry on doing this, or do I, where do I go from here with my birth or baby business? So they might be feeling a little bit tired, little bit disillusioned, maybe a little bit lost, and they're kind of wondering, what is it that I do next?
The fourth stage is bright idea innovators. So these are people who have got this big idea, something unique, something, perhaps it's an opportunity. So it might be something like a course that they want to run, set up, something that's totally new and something that hasn't been done before. It could be perhaps writing their own book, getting a book published. It could be perhaps they're setting up their own venue. They've got to the point with their classes where they want to get a venue so they can run everything out of their own place. So just something quite big. And they're excited about it. They know 100% this is the right thing to do. Perhaps this is what they've been working towards for the last few years. But they don't quite know what the steps are to make this a reality. It feels quite big and it feels like a bit of a distance away, and they know what it is they want to do, but they feel utterly overwhelmed by the how. So how do I get there? How do I make the steps for this big idea? Or this big opportunity I've got. On every stage, imposter syndrome is an issue. We know that. We've been there. Unfortunately, it doesn't go away. And at this stage, imposter syndrome might be saying, am I the right person to do this? Like, I've got this idea, no one else is doing it, but who am I? Who am I to take this to take it forwards? What are people going to think of me? All of those kind of pesky imposter syndrome thoughts that we have, feeling that even if we can see they've got tons of experience and tons of knowledge, thinking that they might feel that they haven't got enough, and that there might be other movers and shakers in the world who would be better at it than them. So this is a very exciting stage to be in your business, but still does bring up a bit of doubt, and you absolutely need support when you're going through this stage of business. I know that for me, I needed support on lots of levels. I know you did as well, Liz. Because it's quite a tough thing to do on your own. Sorry?
Yeah, at all stages, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the last one
is the aspirational evolvers. So these are the birth and baby business owners who've got to the point where they have got big plans. And they might have a lot of plans, actually. They might be so filled with ideas because at this point now, they've got a lot of experience of working in the birth and baby world. They know the market really, really well in terms of what parents, families want within their sort of sector of the birth and baby world. Sometimes they just don't know which one to go with, which one to implement first. And sometimes they can just go, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing because it seems to be working. So they might be spinning a lot of plates as well. They've probably got some support in their business, but they're probably not enough support. And they're perhaps teetering on burnout. If they're not careful, they really need to look after themselves at this stage. So right at this point, and it may have happened before you get to aspirational evolvers, but at this point, their business is their full-time job. But it still ebbs and flows, all throughout these different stages. These birth and baby business owners, or any small business owner, is going to experience these different ebbs and flows where it feels like you've got lots of clients and everything feels really easy, and then suddenly, these things aren't working anymore. It's a bit of a slog to get the clients, etc. And that is just the ebbs and flows of business, and kind of understanding what to do when that happens is really important. And aspirational evolvers might have an idea of what to do and how to do it, but they still need some support and some guidance. So we were wondering, after listening to that, what stage do you think that you are in when it comes to your business? If you want to share in the comments. Anna, do you want to share the wiggly thing so they can remember the names of the wiggly thing? That's a technical term. You want to pop in?
We'd love to know what you think. And there's no right or wrong with this. And you know, as we go into the next bit of the masterclass, you might think, well, actually, I'm a little bit of this and I'm a little bit of that. So that's absolutely normal and fine.
100%. So Megan says she's an action taker. Great. An amazing action taker, Megan.
Yeah.
May I correct you there? Amazing action taker. Which is brilliant. Oh, great.
Everyone's coming in now. Okay.
Yeah. Michelle is an amazing action taker as well. Fantastic. Yay. Brilliant. Rachel says, I'd say amazing action taker for me, keen to get to the next step. Yes. Brilliant. The amazing action takers are keen to get to the next step, definitely. Yeah. Susanna, some of us have jumped like Peppa Pig into a big muddy puddle and splashed all over. So basically what Susanna is saying there is she's a bright idea innovator. We know that she is. Yeah. Brilliant. Annie is between an action taker and a bold mover. Yeah, quite often there are definitely overlaps there where you're kind of like, I don't know where I am, a bit here, a bit there, but it's all good because there are steps you can take for both. Yeah. And Vicky is also flowing between being action taker and a bold mover. Oh, great.
And interestingly, when we were putting together the bold movers thing, one of the parts of that avatar, if you like, of those people is that they still think they're more of an action taker than a bold mover. So part of the makeup of that group is that you probably are a bold mover, but you haven't quite recognized it or you're not owning it yet. So I think that's really exciting. And we know that a lot of people in our membership are amazing action takers. We do have a sprinkling of people in other groups as well. So this is so exciting. I love this. I don't know why this gets me so excited. It's sorry, I'm struggling to there we go. Right. So just a little reminder before we go into the next stage, and just for a break now, has anyone got any questions? Is there anything anyone's confused about or anything before we move on to the rituals and how we use them? Is everyone okay? All right, good. I'll take that as yes. So just reminding you of these sort of goals and milestones. We talk about milestones now. So these aren't necessarily your personal milestones for your business, but these are the milestones for a milestone for each stage that we have kind of come up with. We've got more. So each stage has either 3 or 4 milestones that we suggest, and it is obviously up to you, but just to kind of help you, things that you could be working through in this stage that you can sort of tick off that milestone so you know these are the things that I should be focusing on before I get into the next stage. And you can't go over them all in this evening, so we'd be here all night. But we have chosen one milestone just to give you an example in each stage that you could or might want to be working towards, and then the rituals that are going to help you to reach that milestone. So you can really see, okay, I get it, rituals are helpful, mindset work's helpful, but how does it actually relate to these specific things I'm working towards? So this is me. I'm lost now.
No, this is you.
This is me. This is me. Okay, this is me. Okay, so if you're a bold beginner, which I know none of you are, but I'm just because there might be people watching on the replay that are. How we're going to use this is for the first thing, which is that sort of mindset and manifestation. Really going to spend as much time, if you can, every morning or every day. If you can't, then at least a couple of times a week, really imagining working with that client, like picturing it, know who your ideal client is, and then really imagine working with them. Maybe close your eyes, visualize it, write it out as a journal entry. That would be more journaling, but just really get yourself into that space, and not just picturing it, but also how it feels, imagining how it feels to be supporting them, to see how grateful they are and how much you've helped them and how they feel around that. So that's a really, really useful tool to be doing if you have got this goal of having your first paying client. But for you, it could be your first full class or whatever it is. This kind of imagining and visualizing is so powerful. The kind of journaling prompts we could use for this are questions like, when doubts arise connected to getting a paying client, what comes up for me is, because then you're really recognizing, what are my blocks around this? What's getting in my way? What's stopping me from getting more clients or getting this first client? Another thing you could journal, another journaling prompt could be, I know that I'm the right teacher or supporter for my first client because, and again, just reminding yourself of all the wonderful skills and knowledge that you've got, and why it is they're going to come to you in the first place. Recognizing that stuff, journaling on that stuff, it is a ritual, but also it's gold because you can use it in your content. You can use it in your sales posts. You can use it when you're talking to a potential client, you know. So although this stuff is mindset and self-belief work, actually it really helps with the steps in your business as well. So it's a practical thing too. Affirmations could be something like, I am ready to meet my first client. So if your milestone, if you were a brave beginner and your milestone is your first paying client, having that affirmation like on the top of your computer screen here, somewhere where you're going to see it every day, I am ready, is going to be a really powerful thing. So do you see what I mean by really focusing in on these milestones, this particular thing for stage of business is going to, and focusing your ritual work to it as well is really going to, it's always going to make you a little bit obsessed with this element of your business, and you're going to stop getting so distracted by the hundreds of things that you feel like you need to do for your business. And we recommend the wood chopper for, and again, I'm going to send you the rituals after this if you haven't already got them. So we use wood chopper for this, for releasing any of these kind of unhelpful beliefs that might have come up while we're exploring this. And then we love to use the new moon for setting intent. Sorry, that's an error. That's supposed to say intention. My apologies. With the new moon. So that might be something like when the new moon comes, just thinking about what it is you want to create, what it is you want to bring in that month. This is the kind of stuff we do in the membership with the new moon. And that's a way that you can use the cycle of the moon to help you move on through your business.
Brilliant. So next on to amazing action takers. And the milestone we've chosen to share with you with regards to amazing action takers is speaking at a local event or class. So remembering that action takers are kind of that one kind of stage ahead of the brave beginners. Like they're out there, they're teaching. Their business is set up, they've done some marketing, and they're kind of experiencing now different types of marketing. So the milestone, speaking at a local event or class like this, might be very new to amazing action takers, or it might be something that they do quite regularly, but it might be something that they're a bit worried about, or it might be something they want to do more of. So with keeping that in mind, in terms of using visualization and manifestation, we would recommend that they spend some time imagining standing in front of their ideal clients and doing their talk or whatever, or taster or whatever it is that they're going to be delivering for a local event or another businesses class. So it might be that you go to a pregnancy yoga teachers class to talk about hypnobirthing, or it might be that you do something entirely different depending on what your business is, and really tuning in to like what that feels like, what it looks like. Go in for all of the senses and really put yourself there in a positive way and really feel into it and get excited about it. And then the second one there, in terms of journaling, so really journaling on any of the blocks, the fears that come up when you think about public speaking. So a lot of people are worried about standing up and speaking. They might not be worried about speaking to like their classes, to delivering the content that they've learned to their clients. But this might feel like very different outside their comfort zone. So really journaling on those blocks, and thinking about a good journaling prompt that we've written down here is, when I think about speaking in public, the fears that come up for me are, and then just like brain dumping them all, getting them out of your head and just letting them be, getting rid of them. And you can even look at them and go, how true is this? So how true is this limiting belief that I've got here? It might be that your limiting belief is that I'll stand up and I'll just forget everything. Well, then, find some evidence to prove to yourself that that's not going to happen. And so on and so on. It can be such a therapeutic and affirming thing to do. And then with the affirmations, really focusing on positive affirmations to help you feel confident about being able to speak to people and about standing up there and really being visible in that way. So a good affirmation for that, and this is one of my favorites that I've used before, is people are interested in what I have to say when I speak at events. So you're already like priming your brain for the fact that people are going to be interested in what you're saying, like captivated, even that you're going to have an audience that wants to engage with you, and really focus in on that affirmation as you lead up to your speaking event. And then number 4, being the sort of thematic movement, is to I like this one is to practice your speech and your presentation whilst you are doing the Wonder Woman pose. So if you're wondering what the Wonder Woman pose is to like stand up with your legs like a bit further apart than hip distance, hands on those hips, shoulders back, so your chest out, and you really are Wonder Woman. I mean, you can get like the costume if you want for the practice, if that makes you feel better, but practice your speech, or the opening of your speech, that you really do feel like, really grounded and really confident. I can promise you that it really, really works. Because I can remember before doing a masterclass for my other business, I think it was my first one, and I was walking around my living room doing the Wonder Woman pose like this, and sort of saying out loud how I was going to open it. So, and I felt really good, really confident. So then the last one there is focusing on the ebbs and flows, and that kind of cyclical side of the rituals. So making sure that you're planning in, if possible, the speaking event to be around your cycle. So when you're going to be more energetic, less anxious. There can be certain times in our cycles, certain times of the month where we're more tired, we're more anxious. So sort of trying to avoid that if you can. And then if you can't avoid that, because maybe somebody said, like, you can come on this date, just building in that additional time to be able to support yourself through however it is you're feeling, and then maybe increasing these rituals to kind of help alleviate any of that anxiety or tiredness or low vibe energy.
Okay, so I know some of you said that you could see yourself moving into the bold movers, so that's really exciting. So the milestone I want to show you with this is having regular contact with an audience. So to be honest with you, this isn't the best milestone now that I'm reading it, because really milestones should always be smart. But obviously you would smart this up for yourself. You would make it more specific. It's general because it's going to be different for everybody, but we would probably make this more specific, working directly with you. So, but this is just some of the ideas of the kind of rituals you could use. So really imagine your ideal client receiving what it is. So whether it's an email, perhaps you've decided I'm going to email my list every week. Perhaps you've decided I'm going to post on social media 5 times a week, or whatever it is that you're committing to for this milestone. Really imagine your ideal client. Close my eyes as soon as I say it, because I'm imagining it now. Imagine them reading it. I was talking about this with a client today. Like, really imagine how it's going to make them feel. What actions is it going to make them want to take? Perhaps it makes them feel really reassured or really excited. So that's where we'd go with the imagination. Thinking about what could I journal on to help me like this. So one question could be what I have to share with my audience is, because sometimes just coming up with ideas is not very helpful. So journaling on that and really kind of almost having a bit of a brain dump about ideas that your ideal client might want to hear about is really useful. Another question could be, what can my audience only hear from me? So this is about what what does your unique voice have to say? Because I can promise you, every single one of you have got something unique to say in a way that other people don't. So the more that you can grow your awareness around that, kind of like, big yourself up a little bit, even, on paper to start with to yourself can really help. And then, you'll be able to start sharing that more with others. So thinking about, what strengths and zones of genius you have to bring to this. Also, what am I best at when it comes to providing content to my audience? So this, again, could be thinking around, I know I need to grow my audience. I know I need to be in touch with them more. What feels best to me? Are you a writer? Perhaps it's starting a podcast. Maybe it's maybe you love graphics and things like me, and it is going to be about social media, depending on, really getting to know yourself in this area and thinking about not only how is it best going to be received by your audience, but also how are you going to enjoy this aspect of your business as much as possible. And then some ideas for affirmations could be content and ideas flow to me easily. Also got, I am always brimming with content ideas. I don't know why that was making me laugh. I just really like it. Making regular offerings through my content brings more clients my way. So especially if this is an area where you procrastinate or feel a bit sticky, which I'm sure many of us have experienced that. I know I certainly do. Having affirmations there, these are sort of affirmations that can help you take action. Not all affirmations have to be around a belief. They can be about something that you want to start doing more of. And this is a key area to use them in that way. This one's such a simple one for the somatic embodiment. It's going for a walk. We cannot get creative. We can get creative sitting at our desk, but if you're stuck with creativity, always get yourself outside and take some space and take some time out, and things will come to you. And then finally, for getting kind of, especially writing emotional copy and coming up with, writing language, thinking through emotions, those quieter times can be a great time to do that. So if you have a menstrual cycle, that might be the lead up to your period. Again, we have to track in a way and get to know ourselves, because some people are just, that's not how they feel leading up their periods. That's just an example. It might be when you are on your period. It might be, or it might be you might want to use the cycle of the moon, and it might be more at that sort of final quarter of the moon as we're heading to the new moon. That can be a really great time for, getting a bit deep with ourselves and thinking about, what do I really want to say to my ideal client? What's the stuff that's really on my mind and on my heart that I want to share with them?
Okay, and we have got the bright idea innovators. So this milestone here is that they are aiming to earn a minimum of, it could be 1K, 2K, 3K, whatever stage that they are at within their bright idea. But we've used 1K and as an example here. So a minimum of 1K per month. So in terms of visualization, what's really powerful here is to really visualize and focus in on what that reaching that money goal is going to mean in terms of the impact it will have on your family and on your life and on your business, and just really kind of honing in on also on your clients as well, because the more money you earn, presumably the more clients you're impacting. So really zoning in on how it's going to feel like when you hit that milestone, like how great you're going to feel, what you're going to be able to provide for your family. Maybe that's a real big goal of yours, is to be able to contribute more to the household, for example. Or maybe it's that, I just really want to make more impact in my community, and reaching that 1K goal per month is going to allow me to do that. Focusing in on all the feelings, all the senses will really help you to move forward, have that motivation to move forward to that goal. And then we've also got the journaling. So a great journaling prompt here is, how will reaching my money goals impact my clients and community for the better? So we're not just visualizing it, we're writing it down and we're zoning in on it and really thinking about the impact of growing your business and earning more money is going to have on the people that you're working with and the people that you're teaching. But then also another journaling prompt, which is really important because a lot of people have limiting beliefs when it comes to money and when it comes to their ability to earn money and to bring money into their lives. So what are my beliefs about earning this money? And really focus in on that, because sometimes we have these beliefs about money that come from our childhood, depending on, you know, how we were brought up and what messages we received about money from our parents or from, you know, those that, you know, that we were around a lot growing up. And that can have a real impact on us. That can be a real sticking point for welcoming in that money, because we just don't think it's possible. So we need to kind of flip that. And journaling is a great way of becoming aware of your money beliefs. And then affirmations are a great way of helping you change how you feel about money. So a couple of my favorites here, and I know Anna likes these as well. So money flows to me easily. Like, it does. It flows out easily as well. You know, it is a thing. It's an energy. It comes in and it goes out. Money flows to me easily. Amazing. Clients happily pay me for the wonderful services that I offer. And they do. Your clients sign up to you, to your classes, because they want what you have to offer. Nobody's forcing them to sign up and pay their money. They are happy to do it, and you provide a wonderful service. So really just zoning in on that. And another thing is, the money I receive allows me to keep helping others. I know a lot of us are we are people who want to give back, and that could be a real goal of yours, that, you know, you want to be able to help people within your community. You want to be able to support people either with your time or donations or doing a fundraiser. And so the more money that you earn, the more you're able to focus on doing those kind of things. And yeah, and it just feels everything's flowing in all the right directions. Then in terms of somatic movement, so we like the receiving stretch, which is where you just reach up, stretch up and open your hands and look up, and it's like you are receiving what the universe is giving you. So again, this is something, if you're feeling like a bit stuck, a bit low energy, low vibe when it comes to reaching this goal as a bright idea innovator, you know, get up, get moving, do the receiving stretch. Deep breath in, imagine that golden light showering down on you. It can be really impactful. And then a nice big sigh out as well. And then in terms of tracking your cycle can be really helpful to help you recognize, you know, when you might be tired, when you might be low energy, and how that might be impacting your money mindset and your ability to focus on moving towards this goal, and kind of just accepting it as well. Like, oh, okay, I'm having a bit of a low vibe today, you know, that's okay. I'm human. I totally get it. But also tracking your money as it comes in and being really as happy about the days where you might have zero money come in or a couple of pounds here and there come in, as you can be about the days where you have, you know, much more money flowing in and coming in. Because, you know, be grateful for all the money that comes in, and you're going to attract more money. And you're all, not only, I know that sounds really woo-woo, but not only that, it helps to take the emphasis out of, oh, I must earn, you know, it's only good if I earn X amount this day or this month or, you know, this week. Whereas if you can just be happy for the money that's coming in, it's all contributing to moving you towards that monetary goal.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I haven't got a milestone. We do have milestones to this level, but I think when it comes to the rituals, what I want to make clear about being an aspirational evolver is the rituals, you know, the rituals have got you here. You have got, you know, you've got a pattern of them, you're using them. They're almost second nature. You know, you're journaling every day, but most days. But if you can, you know that journaling every day will help you, and you journal whenever you can. You're constantly checking in with your mindset around goals. You know that a lot of people at this stage, I'd say most people, if not all people, they know they need coaching support. They need that kind of level of support wherever they might find that, to help them to even see new mindset, blocks, for want of a better word, things that are getting in their way that they haven't recognized yet. They know that they need to, I think this is probably one of the biggest things that Liz and I are really, really good at, is we know that every day we have to move our bodies. We'll either go for a walk every day, or we'll be doing yoga, or I'll have a swim, or we know that part of our day, part of running a business for us, is doing these activities. We know that getting away from our desk and moving our bodies is it's a non-negotiable. We have to do it if we want to keep our energy high in our businesses. They've probably got tools. It could be tapping, it could be writing affirmations, whatever they have found over the years that has really worked for them. That's their go-to tool. And hopefully, and I wouldn't say that everybody is naturally in this zone, but hopefully they are understanding their cycle and taking breaks they need to, having rest time and being okay with that, and understanding that that also is an important part of business, is honouring your energy levels and recognising that you're not always going to be on it 100% of the time. Excuse me. So that is the stages. Is that helpful? Has that helped you think about, for your stage of business, how you might be able to use the rituals to help you move towards your towards the goals that you have in your business?
Oh, thank you, Megan.
Yeah, I'm really glad you found that helpful. So we're just gonna, if you're still able to stay with us, we'd just like to go over the membership with you. For any of you who aren't already in there, we would love to share a little bit about it, so that you can understand what it includes and what it's included, what it's involved. We'd absolutely love to have any of you who aren't already members in there with us. This is just like a small percentage of what we do. There's so many other things in there. So we're just going to go over that with you now. I just want to, just want to say the doors to the membership are now open. We're going to put the link in a minute, so that you've got that, so that you can come and find out more, and come and join us in there.
Yeah, and we just want you to imagine really having the type of community that we provide at Baba, where you've got like-minded people, and you're striving for the same thing as well. I mean, it's so lovely to show up to a co-working session that we might put on, or a kickstart call that we do at the beginning of the month, or a coaching call, or even the retreat that we did at the weekend, which wasn't necessarily for members, but just being around people who get it. Anna always uses the example of her husband, Paul, God bless him, not getting her business, and not being able to kind of, talk to her about it. She does talk to her about it, but not actually getting the feedback that she wants from him. And similarly, my husband is a 9-to-5 person as well. And I don't really have many, friends, like childhood friends and friends around me that run their own business. So being with people in the same area of work as you, it just feels so good. People just get it. So it really helps, to have people want to work towards creating that successful, profitable business, and to just really enjoy it as we go. So that's one of the things we love about it. And you can also grow personally there as well. It's not just about being a business owner. So as you've seen, we talk about the rituals, but we've also done things in the membership like money mindset. We did a month focused on that. We did a month focused on increasing your self-belief, one about thriving as a business owner, because we really want you to feel supported, but also have the tools and the mindset to transform into that confident, happy entrepreneur, doing what you love, but also making an impact. We are so passionate about working with families and leaving our imprint on the world, and making it a better place. And we believe that's what all of you do in your own way, whatever type of birth or baby business that you have. So imagine as well what it would feel like to have fun whilst you grow your business. We're not all work and no play. No, we're quite fun. We enjoy what we do, and we enjoy spending time with our members and supporting them. We also gamify the membership as well. We send out prizes and gifts to people at the end of a month, which we really love doing. We really love finding things to send to some of our members. Yeah, and we just enjoy.
We do. Sorry, clear my throat again. So yeah, we know our membership's different to anything else out there, because our members tell us. But just to give you, oh gosh, so sorry. Very annoying. I'm just recovering from a cold still. So we've got this kind of holistic approach to business support. So yeah, we've talked about the rituals today, really important. Planning, obviously we're obsessed. We love it because it's what, it helps you to get more organized in your business. And a lot of birth and baby business owners tell us they want some simple systems that's going to help keep them on track. We give you bite-sized monthly content. It's not masses of content, but every month we have a new theme that we know is going to help you grow your business. And from this point onwards, we're going to be tailoring that theme to each of the stages of business. So again, you can look at the theme and you can be like, okay, well, as an action taker, this is where I'm going to focus on the theme. So we're bringing it from this point onwards even more targeted to you and your business. But we do have a focus on growth or profit. This isn't all about, oh, let's just do all these lovely things and see what happens. We're interested in you having a profitable business because that is a sustainable business. We want you to be in the birth and baby world for as long as possible, for as long as you want to be. We want you to grow. We want you to help as many families as possible in your community. That's our goal. So we do focus on you growing and you making a profit because that is, that's what makes business sustainable. It's a community that doesn't overwhelm. So we try really hard not to give you tons and tons of stuff. We have been in courses and memberships and things before where we have felt utterly overwhelmed with the amount of content in there. And we do try really hard not to do that. And as we've said already, we're giving you now through these stages, these targeted action steps for your stage of business so that you're clear on what you're working on and why. So the cost of the membership is £25 a month. Or if you want to save a couple of months, you want to pay for a year, you can pay £250, and that gives you 2 months free. I think maths on that works out pretty much roughly, give or take. So it is, so the membership's open now. We open the doors. We don't open, the doors are not open all the time. We only open them a few times a year. So they're going to be open for the next week or so. So yeah, we just really hope that this has helped you, see a little bit more about what it's like to work with me and Liz, what we're all about, what we're passionate about, and hopefully you'll feel the membership is the right kind of support for your birth or baby business. So Sarah is somebody who I've worked with for some years now, and she was one of our original members in the community. She works in breastfeeding support in her local community. And yeah, she really loves it. She's often in our co-working sessions. She comes along to the moon sessions pretty much without fail, because she loves a bit of moon magic. And she really enjoys being able to come into the community, ask questions, reflect, and also celebrate when she's doing well as well, because we don't always do that a lot, do we? But we try and encourage you to share your wins in the membership.
So inside the BABA membership, you'll get a community that is not on Facebook. So there is no getting lost in the scroll hole. You go into the app, which we host our community on an app called Heartbeat. So you go into Heartbeat purely to connect with the members, or to ask a question, or to give support, or to find something out about an event maybe, or to join an event. The monthly themes with content matched to your stage of business. So we're getting really targeted with the membership now, because we want to give people the steps and the things that they need to do in order to move their business forward. We have co-working sessions every week. So every week they're at different times, different days. So hopefully, people, if they can't do a certain day or time, they can the following week. Fun, as we said, and it's sprinkled with a lot of woo-woo, or yeah, a little bit and a lot maybe, and lots of targeted live support with both Anna and I, which we absolutely love doing. So this is a bit more feedback. This is Rachel, one of our members, and Rachel is a hypnobirthing teacher and a doula as well. And she really loves the community feel of Baba and how easy it is as well to get on the app and to use it. I think that's really important, that you're not kind of like trying to figure something out as well. Like, it's super, super easy. So the Kickstart session and resources help her to focus more on her business and exploring more about what it means for her to be able to thrive in her business and to be able to enjoy it as well. And that's really something that we want for our members, is to be able to feel that way. You're on mute, Anna.
Sorry. I'd really love, I'm going to bring in a little bit of this visualization we're talking about tonight, because, you know, it really is a powerful tool. And I'd really love you to think about where you're at now, not just to be celebrating the stage you're at, but also the things that perhaps you're struggling with a little bit and the things you'd love a bit of support with. And think about where you'd love to be in a year's time, and how much having that support would help you to get there. We often say with the membership, you know, if you were to get just one extra client a month from being in the membership, you know, what would that be worth in monetary value to you? And hopefully that makes you sort of see that and obviously it depends what products and services you have. You may have a service that is 25 or 50 pounds, but even just that, to sell it to one person would mean that it would easily pay for your membership place of 25 pounds a month. So really thinking about how the elements we'll be talking about tonight will be able to help you reach those milestones and get you closer towards your goals. And we know there's all kinds of doubts coming up when we're asking you to invest in something. We have them too when we are thinking about whether we buy something. That's completely normal. You might be wondering about your time. Perhaps you're already feeling overwhelmed. Perhaps you're really trying to watch your outgoings. Who isn't? Perhaps you feel like, you know, going into membership, having more information will make you feel more overwhelmed. Or perhaps you have tried something like this in the past and you feel it hasn't made a difference. But, you know, this is different to other memberships. As I said, it is targeted. We want you to thrive, but without giving you massive information. With the stages now, we're really going to be helping move you through a process in a really simple and straightforward and kind of bespoke way. It is a low-cost membership, so it's just £25 a month, and you're not tied in. You can cancel it for a month. So we always say when we are opening the membership, just come and try it for a month. If it's not for you, then that is absolutely fine. Just come and try it, see how it suits you, and you know, and then decide. So it's high level, it's high value support at a low cost with a low risk.
So now is your time. So you could continue, as Anna was saying, as you are, but do you really want to be feeling like you haven't moved forward in your business? And I don't mean to say that to kind of like poke you with a stick. It's just to maybe make you feel like maybe this could make a difference to me. And as Anna said, like, this is this is a low risk, low cost. Like, try it and see. You know, we brought this to life because we know that birth and baby business owners don't necessarily have that disposable income to spend on very high level coaching programs. So we're trying to give as much, or we are giving as much support as we can in this membership style environment that is, you know, a lot of value, and we feel really confident that it is going to help you move forward with your business. So are you ready to become the entrepreneur that you want to be and to create the business that you really want to have as well? And then
sorry, go on.
Oh, it's you.
It is you.
So this is another bit of feedback from one of our members. So Sarah Sayer, she's got two businesses to Sarah. She is the owner of Nurturing Birth, which is a doula training company. And she also is a co-founder of Birth Your Business, which provides website templates to birth and baby business owners. So Sarah really loves and enjoys particularly our co-working, I have to say. So she feels like Baba Business is a wonderful and supportive place to go for collaboration, ideas, inspiration. And she feels like it is a business with a heart. So you can see that we've got all types of different businesses within the membership. and all at different stages. But what we offer can be applied to any type of birth or baby business and whatever stage that you are at as well. We love it.
So I'm just going to finish up really by, I'm going to really stop sharing the screen so I don't think I've got any other slides. Just by asking if there's any questions about tonight, about the stages, about the rituals, or about the membership. You're welcome to open your mic or ask us in the chat. We'll be very happy to answer them for you.
I'll just pop the link to join again there because it's got lost in the chat.
Thanks, Liz.
And I'm very happy to say I can see that Annie has joined us. So welcome, Annie.
Oh, welcome to the membership. That's great.
I actually just saw it pop up on my phone then. So lovely to have you. It's going to be
Yeah, Megan's saying, is there little sections in the membership like that you tick off as you go through? So at this, so to this point at the moment, so what we've done is we've had some monthly themes. So we work through the monthly themes together, and we do, as Liz said, we do sort of gamify it. So each month we normally give you like a little, almost, it's like a checklist. We try and make it into a game board that you can tick off to say that you've done those things, and then if you send it in twice, you get a prize. So, but having said that, we are and also, as you move through the content of the month, which is quite small, it's usually only a few classes, it does say complete as well, because it works like a course. We call it a monthly theme, but it works, you know, on the software, it looks like a course. So you can see that you've completed a certain amount of each thing. As we're moving into this phase with the stages, it is going to become a lot more, here's your milestones, tick off when you've done them sort of thing. So we are definitely becoming, there's definitely going to be more targeted goals for people that you choose whether you want to, you know, whether you want to partake in it that way or not. So I think, does that answer your question, Megan? So if there's anything you want to add to that, Liz?
No, I think you explained that really well. Yeah,
it is a community membership, so the key thing to membership really is the support, and also the content's there to support you as well. So it is there are those sort of two elements to it, as well as our sort of live calls as well, which we haven't really talked about very much, but we generally have two: the kickstart to start off the theme, to give you some ideas, and then towards the end of the month we have a hot seat coaching. So that means each month you get an opportunity to have a coaching session with me and Liz. You fill in a form and apply to coach with us, and then we have a session and we pick, well, normally we manage to get to everybody that's asked, 3 or 4 people, and give them some coaching support around anything, absolutely anything you're struggling with in your business.
What's Megan saying? Megan says, I have a local company that does this for wellness businesses, but not baby bump business. So I feel I'm more suited to you guys, but just taking that plunge, haha. Yeah, well, it's great that you feel like you're suited to us. And I think, you know, Megan, I think that if you feel called to and you want to try it, just sign up for a month and see how it goes. Like we said, you could pay for this month, and if you get to the end of the month and you're like, I don't know if this is for me, I don't think that this is gonna, you know, this is my vibe, then you can cancel. No pressure from us, and we hope you don't, and we don't think you will.
Of course.
But I'm just saying that there is, like, you know, it's very, very low risk in terms of like the money that.
Yeah, and thanks for the feedback. It's always nice to know that we are, you know, that it feels aligned. You're welcome.
The new stages as well, which we're introducing. That's landing well for people as well.
Okay, well, if there aren't any other questions, then, you know, we're so grateful for you to be here. We've gone, you know, this has been an hour and 20 minutes of us talking at you for the most part. I really hope you've managed to get some useful tips out of there. I've seen lots of you scribbling notes, so that's always a good sign. Do take this forward as well. Don't we, even if you don't join the membership, do still take these rituals and put them into your, you know, put them into your life and to your work life. They really do make a huge difference. Hope you've enjoyed it. And for anyone watching on the replay, if you have got any specific questions, then you can either send us a private message on Instagram, we are always watching the inbox, or reply to one of the emails that you got. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions about the membership. It's going to be open for the next week or so, so you have got a little bit of time to ask your questions and get in there and join us.
Definitely. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, night everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Michelle.
Just gonna. I can't stop the recording. I think you have to stop it
I will also
with your yawn.